I thought the worst thing that could happen to a marriage was a screaming match or a signed divorce paper. I was wrong. It took one text message, arriving at exactly 8:17 on a rainy Thursday morning, to erase 12 years of love before I even finished the first sentence. My name is Daniel, and until that morning, I believed my wife Claire was the one person who would never lie to me. We had built a quiet life together in a small suburban neighborhood where every dream finally felt safe enough to believe.
Claire wasn't just my wife. She was my best friend, my emergency contact, my biggest supporter, and the first person I wanted to tell whenever something good happened. We laughed over burnt dinners, survived layoffs together, and promised we'd always choose honesty over comfort. We met at a bookstore after reaching for the same mystery novel. She joked that whoever grabbed it first had to buy coffee for the other. I lost the book, but somehow won the love of my life. Or at least, that's what I believed. After 6 years of dating, we married beneath a giant oak tree, surrounded by our closest friends. Every anniversary felt like proof we'd beaten the odds, especially when so many couples around us quietly drifted apart without anyone noticing. Our routines became beautifully predictable. Saturday morning pancakes, evening walks with our golden retriever, and late-night conversations about vacations we'd eventually take. Nothing about our life suggested disaster was hiding just around the corner, patiently waiting for the perfect moment. The first red flag was almost laughably small. Claire suddenly started taking her phone everywhere, even into the shower. When I teased her about becoming addicted to social media, she smiled too quickly and changed the subject before I noticed. Then she began working late twice a week. Her explanations always sounded reasonable. Deadlines, new clients, staff shortages. I wanted to believe every word, because trusting her was easier than questioning the person I'd built my entire future around. One Friday evening, I reached for her phone to silence an alarm while she was outside watering flowers. The screen lit up with a notification that disappeared before I could read it completely. All I caught were 4 unsettling words. "Don't tell Daniel yet." I froze. My heart wanted to invent innocent explanations, but my mind refused to cooperate. Before I could unlock the phone, Claire walked back inside, gently took it from my hand, and smiled as though nothing unusual had happened. That night, I barely slept. Every tiny memory suddenly looked suspicious. Every late meeting, every canceled dinner, every distracted smile replayed inside my head like scenes from a movie I had completely misunderstood the first time. The next week, Claire seemed unusually affectionate. She brought me lunch at work, left handwritten notes inside my jacket, and insisted we plan a weekend getaway. Instead of comforting me, her kindness made my growing suspicion feel even heavier. I hated the person I was becoming. I started checking our bank statements, looking for unexplained charges. I noticed several expensive restaurant bills during evenings she claimed to be working. Each discovery quietly chipped away at the trust we'd spent years building. I finally confided in my younger sister, Emily. She listened without interrupting, then asked one painful question. If someone else told you this story, would you honestly think nothing was happening? I couldn't answer, because I already knew the truth. The following Tuesday, Claire left early for another meeting. 30 minutes later, my phone buzzed with an unknown number. Attached was a screenshot of a conversation. No greeting, no explanation, just one message that instantly stopped my breathing. The text read, "I can't keep lying to him forever. He deserves the truth." Beneath it was Claire's profile picture. My stomach dropped so hard, I thought I might collapse right there in my office parking lot. I called her immediately, straight to voicemail. Again, voicemail. Every unanswered call made the silence louder, Whoever sent that screenshot clearly wanted me to see it, but they disappeared before I could respond or ask what any of it meant. I drove home early, hoping Claire would already be there. Instead, the house was empty except for our dog waiting by the front door. The quiet felt unnatural, as though the walls themselves were holding their breath. Hours later, Claire walked inside carrying grocery bags and smiling like everything was perfectly normal. I placed my phone on the kitchen counter and simply asked, "Who were you talking about?" Her smile disappeared before she even looked at the screen. She stared at the screenshot for several long seconds without speaking. Then she quietly asked where I'd gotten it. Not whether it was fake, not who sent it, just where I'd gotten it. That answer terrified me more than anger ever could. Claire admitted the messages were real, but insisted I didn't understand the context. She said someone had manipulated parts of the conversation. I wanted to believe her, yet every explanation created twice as many questions as answers. Over the next few days, I noticed another strange detail. She kept deleting messages before setting her phone down. She even changed her password after years of never bothering with one. Trust doesn't disappear all at once. It evaporates quietly. Determined to uncover the truth, I contacted the unknown number again. This time, someone answered. A woman's voice calmly told me we needed to meet somewhere public because what she knew would permanently change my life. We met inside a crowded diner. She introduced herself as Lauren and claimed she'd worked with Claire for almost 2 years. Her hands trembled as she slid an envelope across the table and apologized before I even opened it. Inside were photographs of Claire having dinner with another man. They weren't romantic enough to prove an affair, yet they were intimate enough to raise painful questions. Every image looked ordinary until I realized they had been taken over several months. Lauren explained the man was named Ryan, a consultant hired by Claire's company. According to her, rumors about their relationship had spread through the office. She believed I deserved to know because she'd watched innocent people get hurt before. I left the diner furious, but strangely unconvinced. The photos suggested secrecy, not certainty. My instincts kept whispering that something important was still missing. If Claire truly wanted another man, why had she been trying so hard to reconnect with me lately? That evening, I confronted Claire with the envelope. Tears filled her eyes almost instantly. She admitted meeting Ryan privately, but insisted it wasn't what I thought. Then she said 6 words that completely changed the direction of our conversation. "I was trying to save us, Daniel." I laughed bitterly because nothing about secret dinners sounded like saving a marriage. Claire disappeared upstairs and returned carrying a folder I'd never seen before, placing it gently between us. Inside were financial records showing Ryan wasn't her lover. He was an attorney specializing in fraud investigations. Claire had secretly discovered someone had stolen nearly every dollar from our retirement account using forged digital documents months earlier. She hadn't told me because the investigation required complete secrecy until enough evidence had been collected. Ryan had instructed everyone involved to avoid discussing it, even through normal messages, because the suspect still had access to company systems. Then Claire pointed at the screenshot. She opened the complete conversation on her phone, revealing the missing messages above it. The line I'd received referred to protecting me from panic until investigators confirmed who was responsible for stealing our savings. I felt relief for exactly 3 seconds before another realization hit. If the marriage wasn't being destroyed by an affair, who had sent me the edited screenshot? Someone had intentionally wanted us to turn against each other. 2 days later, investigators uncovered the answer. Claire's former coworker had orchestrated the theft and anonymously sent me the fake evidence after realizing the investigation was closing in. If our marriage collapsed first,
Claire would become distracted long enough for him to disappear. The money was eventually recovered, and the suspect was arrested. Friends called it a happy ending, but they never saw the damage left behind. Even after the truth surfaced, rebuilding trust proved far harder than losing it.
Claire admitted her biggest mistake wasn't keeping the investigation secret. It was forgetting that protecting someone without their knowledge can sometimes feel exactly like betrayal. I admitted suspicion had turned me into someone I barely recognized.
Months later, we returned to the same bookstore where we'd first met. Standing between familiar shelves, we promised each other something stronger than blind trust. We promised uncomfortable honesty, even when the truth felt frightening enough to risk everything.
Now, whenever my phone vibrates unexpectedly, I still remember that rainy Thursday and the message that nearly destroyed the best thing in my life. Sometimes the most dangerous lies aren't the ones people tell. They're the ones carefully designed for you to believe.
If our story taught me anything, it's that assumptions can become weapons in the wrong hands. Before you let fear write the ending of your relationship, make sure you've read the entire story instead of one carefully edited sentence.
If this story kept you wondering what would happen next, share it with someone who believes communication matters. And if you've ever discovered a truth that changed everything, let me know in the comments, because sometimes one conversation can save a relationship before it's too late.